As you probably have noticed, robots are replacing workers wherever you shop. Big retailers like Walmart are buckling under the pressure from Amazon and turning to technology to do workers' tasks. The goal? To use tech to simplify things so that workers can sell more and customers can buy more. Joining us now is Wall Street Journal reporter Sarah Nassauer. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
We're seeing automation at retail stores a lot. If we use a store like Walmart as just one example, how might some of the tech that they're using exemplify this trend to automation?
Automation looks like it's going to roll through retail in a wide variety of ways, from the very sort of obvious stuff that we can see like self-checkouts, to the probably less obvious to the average shopper stuff like how will artificial intelligence be used to predict what we shop, how we shop, what we want to buy in the way that a human would, suggest the t-shirt that would look good on you, or how data would be used to stock shelves more efficiently in a way that now a human would have to kind of look and figure out where to put things on the shelves.
Yeah, it really runs the gamut from the entire spectrum. What I found fascinating was the facial recognition tech that's in the works. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, no, this is something I think that's being considered by some retailers. I think they're probably pretty conscientious of the creepy factor.
Yeah.
But there's, lots of things that they could probably do with it before you get to that fine line. One thing that, Walmart filed a petition years ago, but it was recently, published, and that in that case it was about, this is just a patent, it was about, scanning people's face for dissatisfaction and, sending someone to try to determine how to best use store staff, right, to deal with something that was happening that made someone unhappy.
Also interesting, and speaking of spectrums, because this is going from high-end to low-end. Tiffany, I understand, is doing interesting things via tech as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, I think for most retailers, if they can find a way to use technology and lots of new technology to do things faster, they're doing it because they're in such a tricky spot right now. So, for example, Tiffany's in the production process, not in stores, is polishing some of their simpler pieces with a machine in a way that they didn't in the past.
Right. And to make matters worse for retailers, as Amazon is getting in on the traditional retail game, they have to be reacting to that pressure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of recalibrating going on, I'm assuming.
Definitely. I mean, Amazon has a pressure both on multiple fronts.
Right.
With the Whole Foods purchase, there's probably going to be, they're going to be pretty aggressive, I would assume, I don't know, about using technology. They're a technology company, so they're going to come at this with a different history, a different viewpoint. Some of the stores that they're testing in Seattle were built without cashiers in mind, so they're sort of coming at it from a different standpoint. The other part of this is, of course, that for these retailers, these brick and mortar traditional retailers, to compete with Amazon, they have to spend a ton of money to ramp up, ship packages faster, change how they move packages and goods through their supply chain. And that's an expense that they have to fund in some way. So either you have to cut costs or increase revenue. And so some of this technology is being used for those efforts.
We're speaking to the Wall Street Journal's Sarah Nassauer about robots taking over retail. You're listening to the Wall Street Journal's Tech News Briefing. Thanks for joining us. I don't think people generally realize what a sizable percentage of the workforce retail is and what a big impact a loss of those jobs would have.
Yeah.
It's got to be a big hit to the labor market.
It's much bigger than manufacturing. Manufacturing gets a lot of attention sort of in our mind's eye, I think, as a country. But there's about 16 million Americans that are employed in retail, mostly salespeople and cashiers.
Right.
And so, and retail as a job, retail trade, as the Bureau of Labor Statistics defines it, surpassed manufacturing as size of employer 15 years ago.
It's an interesting look at the changing times. Sarah Nassauer, thanks very much.
Thanks for having me.